just going to tell you briefly about the 3-World program, which is the first shamanic program that we study. So in shamanism, which is the ancient spirituality that we were all that our ancestors were practicing, they say, okay, listen, you have to understand how the 3 worlds are past, present, and future. You have to understand what happened in your past that trigger your present state. Why is your body now behaving this way? But to understand the why, you have to look at the past. And then tell me, what is your desire, your dream future? So we really focus on that. Okay, what is the current state? What happened in the past that could have triggered this? And what is the perfect future? Because we're going to be using the CEO of the brain, the mind power, to get to the perfect future. So these are the 3 worlds in shamanism that we will be studying and applying to this condition. And I'll tell you a few examples of the techniques that we use during our classes. The first one, okay, to make sense of our past. So we kind of make sense of, okay, why am I feeling this way? Oh, because that happened in the past. It's not that I am crazy. It's just normal bodily function. So we make sense of the past and understand how that influences our physiology. We start to learning the language of the physical body. Okay, what does it mean when the hands are sweating, the heart rate is increasing? It means a stress response that took place in the past or is now happening. So when that happens, what do we have to do? So we start to connect with the physical body and understand the meaning of all the sensations that we get. We also learn the language of emotions. How do emotions show in the physical body and why is it this way? Okay, so when we find something in the past that we want to eliminate, how can we get rid of that subconscious response? We're going to do a lot of practices, visualization practices, positive psychology practices, hypnosis practices, shamanic meditations practices to get rid of that subconscious pattern, because we can change our subconscious patterns. We can change our habits through willful desire. We can change the negative subconscious patterns of our mind. So we're going to be practicing that. And a lot of the time we're going to practice, embody the new behaviors by using the elements, the 4 elements. Let's say that we want to burn a past tendency. We're going to do practices using fire, using the burning power of the fire. If we want to achieve groundedness, solidity, peace, we're going to be doing a lot of meditation, visualization using the earth and the mountains. So we're going to be practicing a lot of things to achieve neuroplasticity, which means changing the functioning of our mind through repeated action. Because you can learn to play the guitar. You have to practice, so we're gonna be practicing to achieve the changes in the brain that we want, and that is neuroplasticity, and we're gonna take advantage of that. So we're gonna be identifying the connection between the emotions, the bodily sensation, the thought, and the action. Then we're gonna determine, okay, what challenges do we have in the present moment to get to the perfect future? Because only by knowing the challenges, we can get there. We're gonna do a lot of fun practices, for example, meditations with movement, shamanic meditations in movement, because for some of us are very hard to meditate and do some practices still. So we're gonna be doing a lot of things with the physical body. Some of the symptoms are in the physical body. So we're gonna be doing exercises to address the physical body through movement. we're going to be connecting with our inner child, because the inner child is in the past, and our inner child, our adolescence, our younger self went through a lot of things that could be playing a role. So we're going to be uncovering some of those things, and also we're going to be uncovering dreams, desires, and aspirations of our younger self, so we can bring them to the future we want. We're going to recover some of those things. We're going to do exercises to free ourselves from anything from the past: fear, shame, guilt. We're going to be using mind power to change those feelings. We're going to look at our resources. What resources do we have in the present moment? Because change is going to start happening in the present. So let's look at our resources: time, money, interpersonal relationships. And then we're also going to be analyzing our priorities, because if we have ourselves and our physical health as a last priority, it's going to be much harder to get better. If you have your work as your number one priority, then your family, then a series of things, and your physical health last, it's going to be a little bit harder. So let's look at our priorities and reorganize them if necessary. These are some of the things that we do in the 3 World programs. I explained in the past session, what do we do during the fall season? And I'm going to upload that video, so you can also have an idea what do we do, for example, in the fall season, which is the season that you're all living in.